Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kimchica and I am back fresh from PAX West, and it seems that I've left a little bit of my voice there, so apologies for the hoarseness. But I really could not wait to share with you about about today's First Impressions game. It is called Chicory, A Colorful Tale, and it currently is in a Kickstarter round, so if you are interested in the game after watching this review, please do check out their Kickstarter. They blew past their goal in 24 hours, but you can still get in on those really cute backer rewards. These first impressions are just based on the demo, they're not based on the final game, and I hope you enjoy them, so here we are. In Chicory, you are not actually the chosen one meant to wield the brush to color the world. You're their support team. Chicory is a hare who has the responsibility of carrying and using this all-powerful brush, and Chicory's your boss. You actually help clean the tower when they're off coloring the world. When the game begins, you're simply enjoying your job cleaning the office when, all of a sudden, the color disappears. You find the brush outside, but no Chicory. And in this demo, you'll spend your time consoling villagers of the land of picnic about the loss of color in the world, as well as diving into starting to solve the mystery of where Chicory went. I mean, you'll do all that when you're not totally distracted by coloring all the things. But when you do progress in the story, you'll look to the woods, Supper Woods in fact, to find Chicory's mentor Blackberry, where you discover something much, much darker lurking. The painting and coloring in Chicory is so much fun. I spent hours, literal hours, just sitting and coloring. You'll have limited palettes that are themed to this area, and it provides a nice sense of distinction between each area. And in the demo, there are currently 3 brush sizes you can play with. Since each area of this world has about 5 colors to mix and match, no matter what, everything you put down ends up looking pretty good together. I like that there's some tension as you color and move your brush between the lines, and you'll notice that the thicker the line, the harder it'll feel to color outside of it, so it allows for some precision, or you can zoom in and out to control the visuals, or not. When I was able to talk to Greg and Alexis during the Mix live stream, they describe additional techniques will be learned in the game or throughout the game, like being able to fill large spaces, or you'll even maybe get to explore different brush shapes. Using a mouse and keyboard felt much more comfortable for precise painting, but I did end up playing the whole demo through with a controller initially and felt like it was still very intuitive and fun, albeit a little more messy. But it's not art unless you're getting a little messy, right? I spent the vast majority of my time making sure each area was colored in, and to be honest, would be perfectly content if this was the game itself. But there is more. While exploring the village, you can do favors for your cute animal village friends and acquire clothing. Each villager is adorable, and I already want them to live happy lives. And the emphasis on clothing and being able to fully customize your character, and not simply just customizing the colors of the environment, really allowed me to feel a sense of pride and care for this world and the creatures in it right from the get-go. The presence and absence of color when you explore beyond the village will cause things like plants to react, and you'll use these colors, or again, the lack of color, to solve puzzles to explore areas and reach items, namely, more clothes. I love that you get so many clothing options. I love the potential in these puzzles, although honestly, I was a person who wanted all the areas to be colored in very nicely, and so just if you're like me, realize the demo may take upwards of 4 to 6 hours to color everything in instead of just solving the puzzles and running through. Fun fact, if you get stuck at any point in time, there is a fun little phone booth where you can call home to your parents for a small hint. Well, a small hint from Mom, and if you choose to talk with Dad, he'll just spill all the secrets about what you should do next since he's so pumped. I mean, just like Dad, am I right? I love that this was implemented in the game for anyone who gets stuck or perhaps takes a break from gameplay, and that not only can you call for a hint, but you can pick between something that's more vague or a more specific walkthrough-like assistance. By the end of the demo, you're probably going to be feeling very zen and joyful after meeting all of the villagers and coloring the world, But things do take a dark turn. There is a boss fight up ahead, and compared to the rest of the game, the boss fight was much more intense. It's incredibly fun, don't get me wrong, and I can see this getting quite challenging in the future, especially when having multiple colors to switch between, as this first boss fight only had one color that would harm it, with minions coming from the boss that shot bullets I had to dodge, and then lasers from the boss itself that definitely kept me moving. There were lots of little parts at play, and I actually very much enjoyed the contrast between the incredibly relaxing first 2/3 of the demo and then the more intense last section. But wow, it certainly was a contrast. So how did I feel about this demo overall? I absolutely loved it. Truly, I spent an absurd amount of time just enjoying the world by coloring it. Perhaps if I had gone through and just done the story, maybe it would have taken between 15-20 minutes, but that is not the goal, I think, of this game. The game is providing so much space for you to customize, to enjoy, to explore, that I certainly hope that if you do choose to play this, that you take that time to enjoy this world, because it's so lovingly crafted. The start of the game was particularly joyful for me because they don't start by immediately throwing you into the plot. They start you by asking you your favorite food, and that turns out to be the name of your character. And immediately it just felt so personal and just so happy for whatever reason. Even though it's such an unexpected question, I just felt very happy that the game immediately drew me in such a whimsical way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the developers continue to finesse this gameplay. As I mentioned before, the Kickstarter link for this game is in the description box below if you're interested in kickstarting the game. Other ways that you can support any indie game really, including Chicory, A Colorful Tale, includes going to Steam and wishlisting it, finding them on Twitter, on social media, and sharing news about this game, or even sending a nice note to the devs saying, hey, saw this game, I'm really looking forward to it. Keep up the good work. Things like that. If you're not a Kickstarter type person, those can also go a long way to supporting your favorite devs. And if you wanted to support this channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to find me on twitch.tv/Kimchica, where I stream mostly cozy indie games 2 days a week. I have been doing Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time pretty regularly. Just as a note, there will probably be an update in the schedule in the next 2 weeks because I have other work that's going to be coming up in the evenings, and so there might be a change. There will be a change in the next 2 weeks, so keep an ear out for that. And you can also follow me on twitter.com/Kimchica25. My handle's Kimchica25. And yeah, on there I post about indie games and my work in indie games. It's what I do. So thank you so much for listening to my hoarse voice, and I hope you find all the indie games your heart desires, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!